Okay, good. So I'm going to be going over quite a bit of stuff, and then we're going to end our practice today with a meditation where I will be taking you on a visual meditation journey so that you're able to experience and involve all of your senses during the journey, and at the same time relaxing muscling your body and learning to let go of negative emotions, feelings, and any stress that may be holding you back. So before I get started, one of the first things I'd like to ask, just by a show of hands, or if anybody wanted to even message in the chat, that's fine too, is how many of you have a meditation practice or a mindfulness practice? All right, I've got some newbies. I love it. And Sam, you have been excellent. That's great to hear. That's wonderful. So, as Colleen said, when I started meditating years ago, I was okay. Anne has too. That's wonderful. Feel free to type in the chat because it's always nice. We can access the chat later too. And I find that when we write things down, we have a better tendency to remember it. Um, so one of the things before we get started, and I do believe that Colleen had sent a message out to everybody, but I just want to make sure that you've got a water bottle just in case you need to have a drink of water during the session. Also having a notepad or a notebook or some paper that you can write on with a pen, obviously one that's hopefully working because I know my luck, usually they die halfway through. Um, and then just making sure that you've got an uninterrupted spot that you're going to be able to work in today so that we can work through dealing with mental health matters today. So I just want to go over my daily power hour, as I call it. As Sam said, he meditates in the morning. So I wake up because I've been studying under Robin Sharma, who is a guru that wrote some great books. One of them is called The 5 a.m. Club. And when I first started reading the 5 a.m. Club, I thought, you're out to lunch, Robin. There is no way I'm joining the 5 a.m. Club. Not happening. And so it was a battle in the beginning because Harvard has recently released a study that it takes 66 days to actually have any new introduction that we introduce into our life, whether that's a morning meditation routine or whatever it may be, to make it so it becomes robotic, so it becomes comfortable, so it becomes happy, so that you're not fighting it, right? So 66 days is the magical number. And so I started getting up at 5 a.m. And by the end of the first week, I was ready to give up. I thought this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Who gets up at 5 a.m.? Like, really? And so, because he was my active daily coach, he kept encouraging me, and I kept doing it and doing it. And, it did get easier. And by the end of the 66 days, I now get up between 4:30 and 5 a.m. every day. And I love it. I can honestly say I love it because then what I do is I have what I call my power hour. And I'm going to break this down for you. The reason I find this so important is because when you wake up in the morning, you wake up with very high levels of cortisol. And cortisol is the hormone that causes severe stress, anxiety, depression, negativity. So there's one way to get rid of it. Does anybody know what the answer to that is? You may not like my answer, but this is the truth. You have to sweat. You have to wake up and sweat. So I wake up and I've got a beautiful treadmill and I just do speed walking because I have bad knees and so I can't really do running. But I speed walk and I start sweating and I do 20 minutes. So it's called the 20-20-20 formula. So it's a 60-minute power hour, 20-20-20. So I sweat the first 20 minutes. I've got my nice little water bottle, with some lemon in it and some chia seeds and just kind of whatever you like in your water, and make sure you're getting lots of water intake during the day. And after I finish doing that, I feel so good because when you sweat first thing in the morning and get rid of the cortisol, you actually release serotonin and endorphins. Those are our happy pills that are free in our body, just waiting to be awakened. So it's very, very powerful. And I've noticed like sometimes on vacation, I'll miss that power hour, and wow, what a difference, complete difference. So once I finish that, I'm still a coffee addict. I'm not gonna lie. Coffee is like the thing that gets me out of bed in the morning because I know I've got Starbucks waiting for me. So then the next thing I like to do is I'll sit down and I've got a journal actually. Um, so I've got this awesome journal. I just buy mine at the dollar store because I find, they've got really good journals and they're really quite thick. And I think they're $2 or $2.50. So I've got a nice big journal that I work with. And in that journal, for the second 20 minutes of my morning, that's where I will write down my goals. So we're going to talk about goals today and why it's important, no matter how old you are. Um, so I'll actually write down my goals. And then, so during that 20 minutes, I spend 10 minutes doing my goals and affirmations, which we'll get into. And the other 10 minutes of that second segment is a meditation. Okay. So we write our goals out first, which will take 10 minutes, and then we do a 10-minute meditation. Now, when we're getting into goal setting, and you may do this a bit differently than I do, is I find too, especially since COVID, there's a lot of people struggling with mental health. So don't think that you have to shove the whole cookie in your mouth when it comes to goal setting. I mean, small little things that we do on a daily basis end up being stunning results. So if you find that you're in a spot right now where you can't even have the energy to wake up and want to make your bed, start making your bed. Make that as one of your goals. Start small. And as you start to achieve that stuff, then start to challenge yourself a bit more. But don't stress out in the case of, oh, well, this seems like nothing. It's not nothing. All right. When I suffered with severe anxiety and depression, making my bed was on the top of my list for my goal setting. And, having a shower, right? Just making sure I showered, giving myself some self-care, like having a bath, a bubble bath. I mean, that was luxury, maybe giving yourself a face mask. You can buy the face masks at the dollar store, super cheap, and they're actually quite wonderful. Um, so what I do recommend doing is set 3 personal self-care goals and then 3 other goals. So 3 personal self-care. And it's going to vary from person to person. So some of these self-care goals could be stretching. Maybe you're going to stretch for 5 minutes. We can start small. We can always add time to this as we go. Other things could include making your bed, taking a walk in nature. Walking in nature has some magical powers. Really does. Listening to those birds, watching the squirrels out there, just seeing everything in life. The trees are swaying back and forth. The flowers will hopefully be blooming if we get rid of the snow completely. Another thing I like to do, and this is part of my daily self-care, is something I call a gratitude walk. So you'll probably notice a lot of people when they're out taking walks have headphones in and they're listening to music. I don't do that. I actually go out and I sit there and say, when you do gratitude, it starts with an I am. That's how you start a gratitude statement is I am. I am grateful for. We can let Sheila in because we haven't started the meditation. So I am grateful for Um, the beautiful trees. I am grateful for my freedom. We live in a free country. I am grateful I have a roof over my head. I am grateful that we have clean tap water. I am grateful that I'm alive. I am grateful that I've got eyesight. I'm grateful I can smell. I'm grateful that I ate today. So the reason I'm asking you guys about gratitude is because that's so after you write out your 3 personal self-care goals and 3 other daily goals, your other daily goals could include your laundry. It could include, organizing. It could include making sure you drink your 2 liters or 3 liters of water every day because that's really crucial to staying healthy. So after you finish writing 3 personal and then 3 other goals, then what I want you to do each morning is write 3 things you're grateful for. And I want you to start all 3 sentences with, I am grateful for. Okay. This is exactly what I do. I paid about $10,000 to learn this, though. Um, so, and then once you write your gratitude statements, underneath that, I want you to then write 3 affirmations, 3 daily affirmations. Now, what an affirmation is a positive statement that helps to challenge you or to overcome self-sabotaging. And I think we all do that, and it helps to get rid of negative thoughts and turn it into positive thoughts. So, our affirmation statements always begin with I am. Okay? Because the words I am are very powerful. Hopefully, I'll be able to teach you guys another session and explain more into that. So, when you're writing I am affirmations, I want you to make sure you're writing it in present tense. State it positively and keep it simple. And try to include one emotion. And also make sure the affirmation is about you. Okay, this is your power hour, not your neighbors, not your dog, not your daughter, not your son. It's you. Because if you're not healthy for you, you can't be there for anybody else. Okay. One of the most powerful statements I ever heard from one of my teachers, my gurus, is I can't give what I don't have. So if I'm not happy, I can't give happiness. I can't be there in full spirit for my kids, for my clients, for seminars like this. You have to have it before you can give it. If you don't love yourself, you can't give somebody else love. You have to love you first. All right. An example, I wrote down a couple examples just to kind of give you an idea. One of the affirmations I write down each day is each day I am getting stronger and stronger and better in each and every way. Each day I am getting stronger and stronger and better in each and every way. Other things that you could do, I mean, you don't necessarily have to have it I am, as long as you make sure it's about you, is my happiness comes from within me always. That's another affirmation. My happiness comes from within me always. You can come up with your own as well. I just want to give you some ideas to get you on track. I experience joy in everything I do. And one of my favorites is my choice to be happy keeps me in perfect health. My choice to be happy keeps me in perfect health. Now, talking about gratitude and affirmation is we all have that side of our mind that is the devil's advocate, right? Everything will be going great, and then we self sabotage it. And eventually, with training and doing this daily, it will become a habit to think more positively. And you'll notice that those negative tendencies start to slowly dissipate. All right. Because my mind used to be filled with them before I started a regular practice. So when you find yourself, I want you to start acknowledging your thoughts and becoming aware of them more as a party from outside, kind of looking in. Okay. So when you catch yourself going into a negative routine of thought process, I want you to look at it from a third party perspective, a third party point of view. And I just want you to watch and see what's being set up there and just acknowledge it. And you may want to journal it like Michael's journaling all the time. I would journal my thoughts so that the more you become aware of your thoughts, only then can you make change. Even during your meditation, even today, you're going to find that your mind's going to have 1,000 thoughts running through it, like, ooh, I've got to do the dishes, oh, I got to go for the walk, I've got to take my dog out, I've got to do this, or you might just start thinking of something from the past or the future or whatever it may be. When that happens, I want you to allow the thought because, Sam, it's impossible to stop thoughts from happening. Completely impossible. Even monks can't do it, and they meditate all day. But what you can do is you will get better at silencing so it becomes less thoughts. But you'll still end up getting them because I still do 12 years later. And I just let them go and bring my focus back to the meditation, to the present moment. Now, when you meditate with meditation and mindfulness, they're both about being in the present moment. So, mindfulness is about staying present, okay? Right now, in this minute, in this hour, at this very second on Zoom, is being mindful, not focusing your attention on what you did 5 minutes ago, about what you have to do in 2 hours or tomorrow. It's about staying centered right now. Now, some great ways to stay really mindful and present is oftentimes if I find myself reverting to the past or going to the future, which are two things I'm not in control of, right? Like you can't change your past and you're not in control of your future. So you might have goals set out and so forth and plans set out, but does it mean it's necessarily going to happen? No. But the one thing that you can do is with mindfulness is keep yourself focused in the present moment. The reason mindfulness is such a powerful tool is it stops you from worrying. We all worry, we get fear, we get negativity. So to keep yourself mindful, I'll often use my breath and sometimes I'll count my breath. So I'll close my eyes and I'll take a deep breath in through my nose and I'll count it as I exhale. 1 breath, 2 breaths, because I can't focus on anything else when I'm doing that. Okay. And the other thing, and I'm going to get you guys to try this with me, is I'll focus on the temperature of the air as I breathe out and as I exhale. Temperature is a very, very good way to stay mindful in the present moment. When you're doing that, I'd like you to breathe in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Okay, we're going to do it 3 times together. So why don't we just kind of get nice and comfy here? You can put your pens down for a moment. And I want everybody to take you can close your eyes. We'll take a nice deep breath in, focus on the temperature. And out. And when you're breathing out, just allow yourself to really push it out so you can try to feel the temperature on your nose or your lip, wherever it may be. So another deep breath in. And out. And one more. And out. Now, who here was able to feel the difference in the temperature? It was cool coming in, right? Yeah, you'll get better as you keep practicing it because in the beginning I couldn't feel it as much leaving, but you will start to notice that. So, what I recommend is if you find yourself in an anxious moment or a negative moment or in a fearful moment or a moment that's bringing you down the slide we don't want to go down, is I want you to just stop and center yourself with your breathing. Okay, focus on the temperature of the air and do anywhere from 10 to 20 breaths, and it will pass. That negative thought will pass. It works like magic. It really does. If I was a magician, I would be a wonderful magician. So try that one. Now, what we're going to do with our meditation today, now there's a few different, there's several breathing techniques to do in meditation. And you can also do this when you're doing your mindfulness if you need to take a break during the day and recenter yourself and be present. Is I like to do what I call baby breathing. Have you ever sat and watched a baby breathe? How they sit up nice and straight and they breathe in and their bellies expand like massive balloons? And then as they exhale, their bellies go all the way in. You can see their rib cages. That is baby breathing. So that's one of the techniques I want to work with you on today is how you do it is when you breathe in, you take a deep breath in through your nose and you push your belly out and you fill it up with as much air as you possibly can. And fill it up and then hold it for 3, 2, 1 and let it out through your mouth. Sucking in. And then you're going to continue that, making sure your belly expands, breathing in, and deflate as you exhale. That's one of my favorite techniques for breathing. I like to hold it for a couple seconds, but I don't want anyone fainting. Like if you're not used to holding your breath, do it slowly, right? Maybe just hold it for a second, then let it out. And over time, what I like to do is I'll hold it for 6 seconds. So I'll breathe in for the count of 7, then I'll hold it for 6, and then I'll breathe out for the count of 8. You might want to write that down and see if you can get yourself to that point where you breathe in for the count of 7, you hold it for the count of 6, and then you exhale for the count of 8. And you might find in the beginning you count really, really fast just to be able to get through it, and that's fine too. Okay. That's a wonderful technique. There's fire breathing, which is another good one, and maybe hopefully I'll be able to teach you guys that in a future session with the Kirby Center as well. There's so many different techniques. All right, so does anybody have a question as of right now where we're sitting at before we get into our meditation? So I would just want to quickly go over what I've talked about just to make sure you've got it all written down. So you're going to have a nice little journal, have a power hour for yourself in the morning, find the time, and make sure the first 20 minutes sweat out that cortisol, get rid of that stress hormone. All right. And once you've done that, I want you to sit down and write out your 3 self-care goals and 3 other goals that you can achieve that day. And then a 10-minute meditation. You can do longer. If you want to do a 15-minute meditation, go for it. Sometimes I'll do a 10-minute meditation in the morning, and then at night I'll do yoga nidra, right, to go to sleep. So that's another 10 to 20 minutes. And then once you're done that, the other 20, which I didn't give you guys, sorry, the other 20 minutes of the power hour is learning. That's the third step of the 20-20-20 method. The third step is 20 minutes of learning. So you can read, you can listen to a podcast, a YouTube video. You may decide to learn a new skill. Maybe you're decided you want to take a different language. So maybe you're going to spend 20 minutes learning a couple words, whatever it may be. But learning is really crucial in keeping yourself happy as well, because as we progress and learn things, we're proud of ourselves. And with each step that we take to being proud of ourselves, that helps us to maintain a positive mindset. Okay. One other thing you might want to do is at the end of the day is make sure you go through your list of goals that you've written down. I always do, and check them off. Okay. So you've got achievement, you've done it. Or you might do it throughout the day as you are achieving them. But I always check mine off in my book, always. And if I didn't get to achieve something, then I will put it on my day for the next day, because nobody is perfect. Neither am I. And so sometimes you're just going to get hung up on stuff and you may miss doing a goal, and that's not the end of the world. Don't beat yourself up. That's called being a human. Okay. Another kind of cool thing that I bought for myself is a little book that is called Do One Thing Every Day That Inspires You. Do one thing every day that inspires you. And I'd be happy to take some pictures of it and send some to Colleen. I did buy this book on Amazon. I think it was like $10 or something. But it's quite interesting because it challenges you to, get to know yourself. It's quite interesting. And you definitely don't live, a boring life with a book like that. All right. So who's ready to get into a meditation? Are we ready? Okay. So, a couple things I want you to do. Now, you can either lie down for it or you can sit up, whatever makes you more comfortable. And, if you lie down, just make sure you've got some pillows under your legs and head or whatever, just for ultimate comfort. And if you want to take a drink of water, now would be a good time before we get into doing that.
Just wanted to
And
remind everyone, Vivian, that if you feel more comfortable, feel free to turn your camera off for this part as well.
or if you want me to see your beautiful face, I like that too. So whichever. I'll be closing my eyes as well, so I won't be looking at anybody. But I wanted to share with you a quick quote actually that I found. I thought it was funny. It says, "You should sit in meditation for 20 minutes every day, unless you're too busy. Then you should sit for an hour." I thought that was funny. Okay, so we're going to get into a guided meditation here. I'm going to go through a visual with you. So, what I'd like you to do is just make sure that you're following the sound of my voice. All right. And if you find that your mind's wandering, just gently bring it back to the focus. And meditation works best when you're doing a guided meditation that's being read out to you, such as me guiding you guys through this, with your eyes closed. However, if you decided to do a meditation where you were going to stare at a candle, that's another form of meditation, where you stare at a candle until your eyes pretty much go cross-eyed. In that case, obviously, you need to have your eyes open, but it is a very good form too. All right. So if everybody just wants to get comfortable, and just allow yourself to have your palms on your lap. And we're going to do a meditation for relaxation and letting go of negativity today. So I want you to start with taking a nice deep breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, I want you to visualize a darkness leaving your body, which we're going to call negativity. I want you to keep breathing nice deep breaths like a baby would. And just allow yourself to feel relaxed with every breath you take. Feeling all of your muscles in your face relax completely, letting go, not caring about anything else but the sound of my voice right now. Just keep breathing. And with each breath you take in, you're breathing in positivity and love. And as you exhale, you're letting go of anything that's been bothering you, any negative thoughts or feelings. Taking another deep breath in, making sure that you're well connected with the ground, whether it's your back or if you're lying down, that you feel safe and secure. And notice any places where you feel tension or aches and pains. And I want you to breathe into that spot. And then as you let go, I want you to visualize it leaving your body. And take note of where you carry your stress in your body. That's usually where you've got some soreness. It could be in your hips with stiffness or your neck, your shoulders. And allow your breath to come to these areas without judgment. And as you exhale, let go of all the pressures that daily life brings to you. Now, I want you to just turn your attention to your regular breath without trying to change it. Are you breathing shallowly or too quickly? How does your breath make your body feel? Just focusing on the temperature of the air if you notice that your mind is wandering off anywhere. Breathing in the cool air, filling up your lungs as much as you can. And when you exhale, making sure that you blow out every ounce of breath. Now, if you feel like altering your breathing cycle, you can go ahead and do that. If you want to make your breaths longer, if you want to count as you breathe in and hold it for a couple of seconds, and then exhale counting, you can do that as well. It's always good to challenge yourself. So as you keep breathing, with every exhalation, I want you to feel a warm liquid starting at the top of your head. Even as you breathe in, it's moving down, and you're feeling every muscle relax through your forehead, through your eyes, through your cheeks and your nose, just feeling all tension leave, through your lips, just becoming really relaxed, down into your chin and your jawline, and moving all the way down your neck and through your upper torso, your arms getting heavier and heavier, down through your hands, sinking deeper and deeper into relaxation, flowing all the way down to your pelvic area, becoming more and more relaxed and heavier. Feeling the same warm liquid going down through your legs into your kneecaps. Feeling heavier and more relaxing you've ever felt, letting go completely. Going through the lower half of your legs into your feet, relaxing deeper and deeper, and out through your toes. Now I want you to imagine that you're approaching the Havasa waterfalls in the Grand Canyon. You can hear the water running. It's a brilliantly sunny day, very warm. There's a very gentle breeze that you can feel on your skin as you approach the water's edge. I want you to look around. As you look up, you notice the waterfall stems hundreds of feet in height. And I want you to feel the vitality and the love that this place offers. Feeling the sun beaming down on you and warming you up, it feels so great basking in that beautiful warm sunshine. As you're sitting here in this spot, you're standing on the water's edge, you're becoming calmer and calmer as you feel absolutely safe. There is nothing that can hurt you. As you breathe in the clean air, you notice there's flowers and you can smell the scent of the flowers. It's your favorite flower, and they're surrounding the waterfalls everywhere. And now you notice in the water is a beautiful, polished raft in perfect condition. And you know that its purpose is to take you on a journey through the falls, through the river, so that you can let go of all negative emotions or feelings. It draws you. So as you walk towards it, you gently get into the raft and sit on the comfortable seat. And you see that there's somebody driving the raft for you. You've got a guide. So as the guide starts out, wading through the water, you notice that there's a very comfortable bed on the raft. So you lay down on the raft as you're floating through the turquoise water, being gently rocked and listening to the rumbling of the falls as it grows louder. You can hear the water, and you feel a cool spray of water on your face. It feels so refreshing. As you continue down the river, you notice that as the water sprays gently on your face, it's cleansing away anything that you ask it to get rid of. So I want you to think to yourself right now, what would you like to let go of today at this moment on the raft? Nothing is too much to ask for. And as you're putting these thoughts out there, I want you to see that there's a stack of leaves beside you. So with each leaf, you pick a leaf up, and whatever you want to get rid of, you place on that leaf. You gently let it go in the river. And keep doing this for the next minute or so, putting one thing onto each leaf and letting it go down the river. I'll let you do that and be quiet for a moment. And with everything that you're letting go of, you begin to smile as you continue to let go, whether it's past experiences that have been bothering you, things in your future that are coming up, perhaps things right now that are bothering you. You begin to feel lighter, freer than you've ever felt. And you notice you're able to put these thoughts onto the leaves quite quickly and sending out as many as you want, as fast as you want. As time does not exist in this moment. And I want you to just continue. And if you're done putting thoughts on the leaves, then you can just lie there on the raft, breathing in the sunshine and letting go and smiling broader and broader. For you feel so whole and so complete, knowing that you are capable of anything and everything that you put your mind to. For you were born to be a legend. You were born to be incredible, as you are incredible. And in this moment, you realize that you were made perfectly and that you are perfect. There is nothing wrong with you. You're a unique individual, and that's what makes you such a beautiful, beautiful human being. Because nobody else can be just like you. You smile to yourself knowing that everything that you have been through in your lifetime has made you this perfect person. Now you notice that you're returning back to the shore as you sit up in the raft. The guide parks along the shore, and you thank the guide, and you get off the raft And you smile and wave as the guide disappears down the river. And now taking a look at the most beautiful waterfalls you've ever seen, I want you to take a deep breath in, breathing in all of the love and clarity and freedom and happiness that you have experienced on this journey. Taking one last breath, breathing in those flowers, and exhaling. And now, what I'd like you to do is we're slowly going to come back to the present moment. I want you to start to move your fingers, maybe rolling your wrists, your hands, stretching your toes and your legs, taking another deep breath in through your nose, and exhaling through your mouth. And another big stretch with your arms out to the sides, up above your head. And take one more deep breath in and hold it for 3, 2, 1, and exhale. And smiling, I want you to open your eyes.